Sarah, when you get the Substack chat up, will you let me know?
Yep. I'm waiting for the notification.
Okay. We're live on Instagram.
There's Substack.
Boom.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, where's the, oh. My windows are ill-behaved.
Things got reorganized.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get situated. I mean, it takes a minute, right? Okay. So, who's echoing? Is it me?
Do you have something open?
I don't.
No, I mean another window.
Hold on. Let me make
with the
sure it's not
stream?
me.
Because I'm not hearing anything. Like,
Hold on.
not anything extra.
I'm muted like everywhere.
I think I'm muted everywhere. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it? Hello?
I don't hear any difference.
Okay. Can you hear me though?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm not sure. Everything's muted on my end.
I don't know where you're getting an echo.
Hello.
Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Here, I'm going to close a bunch of fucking tabs.
How many tabs do you have open?
You know what? So we're actually going to talk about that. So,
She has her MySpace open with the song looping, and that's
Brad, you can fuck right off. Okay, so we talked about this to the people who are listening. Doing trauma twice a week is really hard, and it's hard on all of us. And so it turns out it's much easier to just talk about things from a social perspective than it is to talk entirely about trauma. And so over the weekend, I went through a severely traumatic event. Again, I'm not ready to talk about this event, how this event went, what happened in it. It was very traumatic. It was very difficult. I spent most of the weekend in tears, crying, trying to adjust and normalize because it came completely out of the blue and I didn't see it coming. And the reality of it is that I think the byproduct and solution of the problem will work itself out, but it brought up a lot of pain points. So really, I think what our hourly talks should be focused on is survival. And so I've asked everybody, and everybody kind of agrees. And so from here forward, we can just sort of continue talking about trauma, but also other things that are not so traumatic. And so with that, I'll open and I will say, building life is really, really fucking hard. There are days that I look at my desk and it hurts. And I reorganize it constantly. And we're all social media animals, and social media drains me. I mean, it bleeds me fucking dry. And the reality of that is that there are some days I'd rather just bleed out than tell the people that I care about or the people that I love, I'm stuck and I need help. So this isn't about balance or self-care bullshit. It's about building in a way where you can actually survive whatever the fuck it is. So over the weekend, while I was going through my traumatic event, I reorganized my desk yet again. My workspace gets cluttered, and when that happens, it makes me want to scream. because I have a very difficult time being inspired by what's around me. I mean, honestly, I have a bag of Doritos. This inspires me. Who's not inspired by a bag of Doritos? But you know, my chair, you know, on certain days it fucks with my spine. My desk is a pile of shit that has stuff stacked up. There's no feng shui at my desk. So and then too, like when I'm inspired to write, I need inspiration. Wherever that inspiration occurs is what inspires me, which is why I'm pretty sure we're talking to Miranda from Coffee Panels. And that's why she does that. She can make that comment. But the fact of the matter is this: your creative space should feed you, and you should make it that way. And so I wanted to share with everybody. I want everyone to share what their creative space is like and why it inspires them. Because the questions that I ask is, you know, if my workspace were designed by someone who loved me, would that change? You know, what's the one object I could remove from my desk that satisfies somebody else's expectations over my own? So those are like the two relevant questions. So Miranda, I will let you can go next.
Okay. So for me, like, I have at home is my workspace, and the places I go are the places that like give me creative spark. So today, like on many of these lives, I'm at my local coffee shop that's just half a mile from where I live, and when the weather's decent, I walk over here, and just the act of like being solitary and walking and people watching um, helps like get my creative juices flowing. Another space that's important to me is the park that's near our place. I walk my dog over there a couple times a day, and so like I go to these places and find that like that's where I'll get like a creative spark. Like I'll get um, one line of a poem will like pop into my head, and I'll um, jot that down in my notes app on my phone. Um, but then um, as far as like actually doing the work of writing um, and like drafting the rest of a poem or writing one of my memoir pieces. Um, I do most of that at home. We live in an apartment, so like space is at a premium. Um, so like my wife and I share a desk that's in the corner of our bedroom. And so things that we've done to make that space work, we put up curtains around the desk space so it's like blocked off from the rest of the bedroom, um, and like situated one of the bookshelves where it's like right behind whoever's sitting at the desk. So um, yeah, and then we try to keep it neat-ish for each other, but um, we both have our projects that we're doing, and she works a corporate job that is hybrid. So sometimes she's working from home with a whole pile of work stuff, and she has to have the monitors a certain way for the endless amount of spreadsheets that she seems to have to manipulate. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, Wendy, but it's kind of my vibe.
No, I'm totally with it. Brandon?
Oh, look, I'm center stage. Um,
No pressure.
I know. When I started working from home, I found it easier to go to a coffee shop or somewhere outside of my house to do my work. Partly because it was, it was. I know it seems kind of odd to say it, but I had more distractions at home than I did being in a coffee shop, because at home there were a lot of things I could be doing. A lot of, I don't know, laundry and dishes and cleaning the house or whatever. And I could justify, like, oh, I need to get this done, and that would take me away from my work. But if I went to a coffee shop specifically to work, then that's what I was there to do, even though there was music and there were people around and stuff. I still found it easier to focus just on my work.
I like the white noise of the coffee shop.
Yeah, and I don't know. It was just I liked it that way, but I also I feel kind of an obligation. If I'm there, I need to buy something. I need to buy coffee or whatever while I'm there, and that was just like an extra expense that I didn't feel like I needed. So this room that I'm in now was mainly used for storage. There was a bunch of stuff in here, and I finally just cleaned it all out and put a desk in front of. I'm facing a window right now, and put my desk in front of the window and got the bookshelf as my backdrop, and I thought that would be a cool kind of scene when I'm doing live videos and things like that, and make me look a little scholarly or something, with all these books and the globe there. And somebody mentioned one time that I was like, oh, he's got a globe, he must be smart. Like,
He knows the Earth's not flat.
yeah, that's right. That's true. So this is where I do most of my writing and videos and things, but I mean, I guess I do get inspired other places, and I try to remember to make notes or whatever, because if I don't write something down, I very easily forget it. But I do tend to do most of my stuff here, and I guess this is where I get most of my inspiration. I think it helps that I have a window right in front of me. It may be distracting for some people, but for me, I kind of need to look out at something while I'm thinking. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but I need a little more depth space to look out into. But a lot of times when I'm writing one article, it may spark something for another one. Basically, like at Christmas during December, I was writing one article about, I don't remember what it was about, something about Christmas, Santa or something. And as I was writing, I was like, oh, well, this kind of is going off in a different direction. This could be a completely different article. So I copy and cut and put that into another article, and that was a completely new one. And then I ended up getting 3 articles out of just one idea. And this, I don't know if there's, I really have a muse or anything. I don't think I have a personified muse, but I don't know. So I guess the question was about my space, basically, wasn't it?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
kind of went off on.
Because every time I see you, Brandon, it's just you and the wooden shelf behind you, which I mean, like sort of like when Jinx isn't alive, like she has like that shelf behind her and there's shit behind her and it's cool. And so, like, I look at your shelf and I think, that one, you have a globe. You have a globe on your shelf. And that's fucking cool to me. So,
Yeah, the globe was packed away somewhere in a cabinet. And I was like, I need to put this on the, it kind of goes with all the books and everything. So, yeah. I was going to say something else and I don't remember what it was now. Oh, sometimes there is a chair in here that I sometimes sit in that and go live. Especially for I usually do it for Trauma Talk actually, but today I just felt like sitting here. So there you go. How's that?
okay.
Oh, I get
Oh.
to sit in the hot seat.
Yes, who's next?
I'm just gonna randomly pick people.
Wow. All right. Something that I thought of when Brandon was talking about like where he's sitting and the backdrop and stuff is the fact that I am sitting in the void.
Yeah.
Always.
I can't say that I have a specific place that I go to like stimulate creativity. It mostly comes out of listening to music. That way I can, it kind of just comes anywhere. And yeah, I kind of just have to have either a notebook or my phone with me at all times because it will sneak up on me.
Yeah, but really tell us, because we want to know, because it's always dark. What does your desk look like?
My desk looks like chaos.
Yes.
Do you want to see my desk? Because my camera is not mounted to my computer. It's just sitting on top of a monitor.
No. You can just describe it.
I have my work laptop over here. My tower for what I'm using, computer right here. Stack of miscellaneous things, including a large knife, a comb, and my wallet. Motrin, lots and lots of headphones, muscle rub, medication, phone stand, yeah, and an entire tower of paperwork and notebooks and miscellaneous electronics.
You've seen my desk. How does it compare to my desk?
My desk is smaller and more cluttered.
Okay.
You would hate my desk.
Mine's pretty cluttered too.
So I have to kind of work in chaos. I need to have music going and like Substack Lives going or something else going on a monitor. My 3 monitors plus my laptop are all showing different things. Music is always playing. I'm always on my cell phone, and then things start to pop into my brain. And I just start scribbling furiously. So I've got like all these little papers all over my desk, and it's just like, it's crazy how much how disorganized I am. I've got like lipsticks and like just boxes and lamps and like things of pens but amongst all that is where I think my creativity comes. I feel comfortable in my mess, which is where I can find everything, and things just start popping into my head. And like everybody here, I'll use either my phone app or a notebook or either one of these small pieces of paper and start scribbling down and flesh everything out later. Yep.
I agree with that. So I'm going to move into our next point of topic. So social media. So from my perspective, I social media because I get in front of my term before I start working, and I write the Daily Digest. And so then, and everyone probably knows my secret sauce, because if you're reading the shit that I write, you know where it ends up. But basically, I get the Daily Digest done. I start working on the topic for the queer space story, if I'm going to publish a queer space story, and then, or whatever featurette for the week. Like last week, the featurette was the Jack Smith testimony, because I got a PDF copy of the Jack Smith testimony before the Department of Justice DCMA'd everybody to take it down. And then, yeah, I wrote a special report about it. But it's 1:30 here, so I already have half of the queer space story written for tonight. And so what do I use social media for? Well, okay. So after I publish the Morning Digest, I wait till 11:07, 11:05, 11:07, and then I go and snipe the Jeff Tiedrick post for the day to get the Daily Digest in the top of the Jeff Tiedrick post. Which, by the way, Jeff has called me out for a few times in doing. It's cool, though. And then I do the same thing for Scott Dorkin or whatever. Like, I have my 5 Substack reads that I snipe the top post for. And I actually, for the stuff that I'm writing, that's fairly successful. But that's what social media is for. It's just to get what I'm writing out to other people and or to be informed. Because honestly, outside of the news that I read on Vox and Mother Jones and The Guardian, all the other mainstream media sources, I don't trust. I won't trust them because it's all bullshit. Like the New York Times being a bunch of anti-trans motherfuckers.
Yep, fuck them. Fuck them.
Some platforms make you feel connected. Others turn you into performing SEAL tricks for everybody. You can't really tell the difference between community and consumption anymore. I can't. It feels like constant consumption. It feels a lot less like community. And so if I'm feeding an algorithm that doesn't give a fuck about what the fuck I'm saying, then it's kind of hard to participate in it. And the result of that is that, there are some apps that drain you. People who are still on Twitter. I have no idea how the fuck people are still on Twitter. I just don't get it. Someone in any chat is free to explain to me how the fuck they're still on Twitter, because
Let me ask you this though. Aren't Twitter and Blue Sky pretty much the same type of action platform? No?
No, here's the thing. So Twitter is just MAGA dumb fucks. I mean, Twitter has gotten so bad that Jeff Tiedrick canceled his account.
Okay.
Jeff Tiedrick 100% said, fuck you, Twitter, and left. Scott Dorkin still posts there, but I've asked him before, why are you? He's like, I don't know. So the problem with social media is doom scrolling. Miranda knows what I'm talking about because she's done it. I hate saying this, but it's true. The master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. That statement holds true. Audre Lorde, by the way.
Nice.
And that's a reminder that platforms designed to extract and commodify will never truly liberate. The only way that we get liberated is by our own words and people reading our own words, whatever those words are and what capacity those words are. And no matter how hard we try to make them serve us, they won't. So, Brandon.
Social media. Ugh. I don't do a lot of social media. I put my stuff on, well, I don't know if YouTube is even considered social media necessarily.
Yes. Yes.
I put my stuff on there, well, partly because it's just easy from Substack, it just automatically uploads to that. So like, okay, I don't have a big following on there, but some of the clips and stuff get a lot of views and but I don't do a lot with it. I put videos on TikTok and some of those do well. But and I like TikTok. I like scrolling through and seeing a lot of the funny videos and stuff. But yeah, I don't do Facebook. I can't stand it. Can't stand Mark Zuckerberg, anything he's associated with. I just don't want to have anything to do with it. And I'm on LinkedIn. I don't use it as a social media, although I know it's supposed to be like a professional kind of website, but there's a
Corporate
lot
Facebook.
Huh?
It's corporate Facebook.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I still use it. Like I'll upload my videos and my articles and things on it. I don't get a lot of views from it, but from my statistics, I can see that I've gotten some, so I still do it. And I've gotten jobs from LinkedIn, so I do appreciate it as a social network, or as a professional networking site. I've used it for that, and it's been helpful for me.
I've gotten my last 2 jobs off of LinkedIn, so yeah.
I have 2 for my freelance writing jobs. That's where they've come from. So I appreciate it for that. But and of course Substack notes social media. And I try to keep up with that, putting out just a few every once in a while. I try to come up with something original to throw out there. But yeah, I don't do a lot with it because there's so much. People just say so many things that are just ridiculous. They feel the freedom to degrade you and say whatever they want, when they very likely would not say the same things if they were face to face with you.
Right.
And it's just aggravating, and it's better just to avoid being on it at all, I think. And just looking at our chat today on YouTube, I don't.
Today's YouTube chat has not been fun.
I know. I brought it up because I opened it and I was looking through a few. I was like, oh, all right. So I closed that out. I was like, enough of that one for today.
Right. I just come. Wow.
I have been actively attempting to moderate the YouTube chat.
Wow.
Just ridiculous. I mean, YouTube, of all the places that I post things, YouTube is the worst as far as negative comments for me.
I have never seen comments like this before on YouTube. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, and I think I've said this. When you go with the mobile formatting in your videos, you'll get a larger amount of engagement. And the body of that is because YouTube will send that to the shorts stream.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's where everybody is reading and watching now. And so
I was kind of wondering about that, because we usually don't have that much in the YouTube chat. I didn't know what was going on today, but anyway, that's I guess it was basically social media. That was kind of our this one, right? So
yeah. Getting back on track.
I guess I'm in the spotlight now.
Before you start, by the way, I'm just going to tell you the next topic is going to be magical when we get to that topic, because the person who is going to first speak on that topic gets to speak about the topic before I do. All right, please continue, Brandon.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah, so I think the YouTube comments today are really illustrative of what a lot of social media has become, where there are people who are just itching for a fight.
Yeah.
And so they have built up their For You page or feed or whatever with the kinds of people they oppose, and then they just rage watch our lives, or like I like to post sort of outfit of the day photo galleries on TikTok and Instagram, and it's the same. Like, I'll have friends who leave supportive comments and like the posts, and I try to hang out with them in the social space that the platform allows. But then so much of the other stuff is people who just want to say negative things, and they're not even creative. It's like the same
Right.
same thing all the time. It's the same kinds of vulgar comments about my body. It's the same kinds of logical gotcha games, and for the most part, I don't engage. If they leave comments on my post, then I just delete the comments and move on. There are a couple of creators whose TikTok lives I watch, and one or two that I moderate their chats for them. And with the lives, sometimes you can turn those sort of combative things into a real conversation. Once you get through like the bots, and then the people who are like so close-minded that they're not even going to like listen to anything you say. But occasionally you'll find someone out there who is really questioning what their preconceived notions are, and you just hope that maybe you can show them something positive, and that's the most hopeful outcome. Yeah, so anyway, I just try to minimize the combative stuff, and try to seek out good conversations in as much as that's possible in an algorithmic world.
I think that's a reasonable expectation. I mean, I have to tell you, I don't scroll TikTok much anymore because we're creeping up on the March transition, and pretty much after the March transition, I won't be scrolling through TikTok. Whenever they do the app turnover, I'll have like the app preserved to never update on my phone, and then I will use a VPN to browse that data. I will not update to the Oracle approved app. So. But then too, whenever I see your Instagram posts, I always favorite your Instagram. So, yeah, I agree with that. It's social media burnout. So, all right, Alex.
I'm kind of a social media whore, honestly. I'm on Facebook and I post just like all sorts of shit. I'm pretty unhinged. But in my posting, oftentimes carries a message that I'm trying to put out. So I'm not really posting for likes or for views. Well, for views, yes, but not for likes or anything like that. I'm more posting so that I can get out my thoughts without having to type them out. And I have friends who kind of do the same thing. So we like have a collaborative effort to get into other groups that may not be so friendly, like may not be so trans friendly, and we blow those groups up. Um, it's a lot of fun, and Twitter, I don't use Twitter, never have. Blue Sky, Blue Sky is kind of boring to me. I don't use it all that much. YouTube, I don't have a following. Twitch, I used to use it for DJ stuff. Um, but Instagram, I don't use Instagram much anymore. TikTok, I just make videos that I want to make and send them to friends. I'm not. Now I have been posting more of my Substack shorts or YouTube shorts or things like that to try and get readers to come to my Substack. But that doesn't really seem to work so much. But I do like to put my stuff out there. That's how I view social media. It's not so much of a burden for me. Like I see the bad in it, and I do doom scroll. I see the bad in it, but also I see how it can feed my desire to get what my thoughts are out in a different way. So.
Yeah, it's like you're using it as a broadcast channel, which I do also.
Right.
Okay, now I'm not talking into mute. Okay, now we're going to go to the next subject. And the next subject is much more positive, for which I'm about to put on a leading expert on the topic.
Hello.
Which mouse do you use?
Which mouse do I use? I use two different types. Well, they're both the same type, but they're two different styles. That's the one I use for work.
Oh my God, it's horrific.
That's an old school mouse. I like
That's not even the most old school that I've used. Like the one that I used to use was set up more like this, but it was boxy, but the ball was in the middle and the buttons were on either side.
That's how mine is. Like, look, it's got like buttons here and like the ball is right here.
Yeah, but it was on top, so you have to like use the ball with the two middle fingers and then push the buttons with these two.
Okay.
Were you using these two middle fingers to move the ball? Because I feel like
Yes.
if you've been doing that.
Actually, three.
Three?
One in the
If you're using these two fingers and you've been doing that for a while, I think you should be aware of something.
Well, the third might be going somewhere else. Well, I'm not going to talk about that.
Keep your nails smooth. Just
There we go. There we go.
But there's two different colors.
Wow, Sarah, you really handle a pair of balls really well.
I used to have a set that had chimes in them.
Well, I wish I had those when I had them. Like just to go jingling-a-ling.
I'm sorry, I'm not being transphobic to anybody by saying that. If that is the case, anybody takes it that way, I apologize. Not my intent. Yeah, not my intent at all. So yeah, I'll cop to it. Here's the funny thing. So I have a unique input methodology. So like everybody else, yes, I use a trackball gamer mouse with like 8 buttons because I play video games. But here's the thing, and Miranda has seen this because I've shown it to her, but I have this cool keyboard that is emulatory of a Commodore 64 because I'm a computing person and I'm old. But here's the deal, and this is kind of cool. When I bought this keyboard, it included 2 big red buttons that can be configured for anything. And so I have these 2 red buttons immediately configured for random stuff. So on top of that, they added, I know this is bad, but a little joystick
Oh,
that can also
cute.
be randomly configured. And so that's my desk setup, is that I have the 2 red buttons specifically environmentally configured to 2 emergency actions that hitting those buttons will take care of. I think I'm probably going to map one of these big red buttons to ban user on YouTube. Ban active user on YouTube for dropping comments into the comment sections that are ill-advised. But
So
right. So now I have to know. Brandon, do you use a mouse, and if you do, what kind?
Well,
If you
My
use a mouse,
balls
you
are-
double click it.
my balls are not 2 different colors, and they do not have chimes. I don't have a mouse. I use my laptop's pad thing. Which-
Trackpad is the term.
What is it?
Trackpad.
I thought it was a
Trackpad.
touchpad.
Trackpad,
Touchpad,
whatever it is.
trackpad. Yeah.
I use that. I don't have a mouse, and I don't. It's sometimes the pad is kind of annoying, but I'm used to it, so that's what I'm sticking with, I guess. So that's not a very exciting answer, but the only mice that I have around are the ones that Zoe leaves on my doorstep.
Mhm.
The dead ones, sometimes live, but usually dead.
Go on,
Um,
show your mouse again.
So yeah, it's called Jellycomb. It's an old school mouse that came with like a keyboard that was not what is it called, detachable keyboards. I've had this for so long, it's all disgusting now. I probably need a new mouse. So yeah, I will be looking in the future to get one. But this one is hanging on, so I can't complain. It does its job. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll go right to today's hard topic. I picked it for the end so that we can focus on it. And that's you're going through the day and some bullshit happens and you reach out to the person or you choose not to. So you text your person, I'm having a hard time. That's it. The issue of not reaching out to ask for help is a problem that I think a lot of us go through. There's this, I don't know, categorical belief, and I think this comes from capitalism, that suffering is the way to success. That if you suffer enough, you will succeed. And if you don't suffer enough, you're fundamentally broken, and you failed at being a human being. And I think that we've internalized this myth, that independence means never actually showing your soft underside. And so what happens? You drown quietly. I did over this weekend. I had an existential crisis moment. that came completely out of the blue, and I did not deal with it. And so, I didn't want to reach out to the people that, um, that I would rely on to help me with that situation because, um, I didn't really feel like I had anyone to turn to. And so you drown quietly. I mean, I had convinced myself that struggling alone is somehow more noble than just asking people, I'm in trouble and I have a problem. And the fact of the matter is, that's bullshit. It's total bullshit.
100%.
We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and the right to exist. James Baldwin.
There we go.
Understanding that community isn't about perfection. It's about just showing up for each other's humanity, because that's what you do. And so, I ask myself, who have I helped recently? And would I judge them for asking me for help if they were in trouble? And the answer to that question is no. And what's the worst thing I believe about myself that asking for help would confirm? If I asked for help, the most horrible thing about myself is that I need that help. And as a mother to 3 kids and others, I can't deal with that concept. I can't handle not being able to help somebody because I'm in trouble. And so then I ask myself, my therapist asked me, when was the last time I let someone see me struggle? And what actually happened, they asked me, are you okay? What can I do? And so I have to rest away from that fact that asking for help is a problem. And so then I said to myself, I asked, if asking for help is weak, what does that make people who have asked me for help? It doesn't make them weak. That's self.
No.
And so that was my experience this weekend. And it was hard. And there was a lot of pain involved. And so, yeah, I agree with Eileen. You can't help if the bucket's empty.
So one of, I guess, my biggest hangups as far as asking for help goes is I have trouble asking for help until I figured out what the solution is.
Mm-hmm.
So I will put myself through a lot of hurt and pain and emotional anguish until I can figure it out on my own, and then I might be willing to ask for help with what I think the solution to the problem is. But and I know that that's something I need to work on, and that sometimes the answer that I come up with isn't really the best answer. It's just the one that I'm in control of. So, definitely need to work on asking for help when I'm most vulnerable. Yeah.
Sorry, it takes a minute to move the next person up.
Oh, yay. Something that struck me when you were talking about how capitalism kind of makes it so that we feel like we shouldn't ask for help is that slogan of no pain, no gain. And granted, like that's something that's mainly for, working out and bodybuilding and whatever else, but it still feels like it rings true. I don't know, specifically in the past year, it's been difficult to know who to reach out to and in what capacity, just because there's been so much change. But I do know that for me, it's not usually about reaching out to ask for help. It's more about reaching out to just be able to talk over whatever it is that I'm experiencing. And that being able to say whatever it is out loud, to be able to verbalize it and just get it out in the air instead of in my head is usually enough for me to be able to start to see the path forward. Although a lot of people don't understand that and they think I need a solution.
I think that's the same for anybody. I really do. But we'll let Gay in the New Year make comments.
Gay in the New Year.
Wait, were you not gay last year?
I could. That could be a verb, to gay in the new year.
Okay.
To gay in the new year, yeah.
Right.
Oh.
I think we talked about this a little bit in the last trauma thing, but I kind of learned from an early age that I couldn't trust my parents, my family to help me when I needed it, and kind of became independent because of that. And so that's a long time to practice handling things on your own. So it's difficult to overcome that, to to reach out and ask for help. And kind of like I hadn't thought of the concept that Miranda was talking about, of coming up with your own solution and then asking, well, this is what I feel my solution is. Can you help me with this part of it? And I can see how I've done that some. So it I still tend to want to solve problems on my own, handle things myself. And Cynthia, I don't think I'm any gayer this year. It's hard to tell.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, we're only 5 days in, so I am talking. I'm talking to a guy, and I think we're gonna meet pretty soon. So.
Oh my God, you're gonna meet somebody?
Yeah.
Yay!
That'll be interesting. So.
Do you think you can bring them on alive so that we can ask them?
Oh gosh!
And find out if we. Honey, Mama does not want you dating anybody that Mama does not approve of.
Yeah,
well,
all your moms need to approve.
That will be very far in the future before that ever happens, if it ever does.
Okay. Onyx.
So like Brandon, I was not one to ever go to my parents. When I was younger, I was not medicated, and I have bipolar disorder and ADHD and generalized anxiety disorder, all that stuff. But what that meant is I was swinging up and down, not really knowing who to trust or what to do. So everything stayed bottled up. What I've tried to do in the last like 3 to 5 years is to open up more, allow myself to be open. Um, Allow myself to experience everything, the hurt, the ache, the pain, the ecstasy, the joy, all of it. And I keep on saying, like, I'm a walking, leaking tear duct, and I am. I will cry at just about anything. I feel like I'm allowing myself to feel my emotions. And, when things come out of the woodwork and hit me hard, um, I tend to allow it to hit me and allow it to sit within me. And then, like Sarah said, just talk it out, whether it's with my therapist or a friend. I just want to talk. And by talking, it releases some of the negative aspects of that pain, and makes it more bearable. Um, so, yeah, I think a lot of talking has helped me. A lot of introspection, from just being like closed in for so long. For so long, I was just within my head, and to a certain extent, I still am. But I've been working on releasing that so that people can kind of get a better read of who I am. And by people coming to me, it also allows me to bounce ideas off of them. So it's like a symbiosis, a symbiotic type of relationship. And yeah, that's how I dig it. That's how I get down.
I mean, I think that's any of us at this point. I
Well,
think I really do. um, uh, Give me just a second because I'm going to be a bitch.
Gonna eliminate some people.
Yeah, there we
who?
go. I was a bitch.
Adam
Um,
Muhammad?
yeah, like I should be shocked by that.
Right.
Yeah, I should be shocked by that at all. So here's the thing. Here's the whole ball of wax. Um, you don't need to optimize yourself into a better machine. All of us need to remember that we're human. We're soft, we're breakable, we're deserving of kindness and gentleness. Um, your body isn't lying to you. Um, your need for help isn't weakness. Um, the life that we live um, isn't the only option available. You can make changes. Um, Start small. I started small. I dragged out boxes filled with very old, over 40-year-old comic books that are actually kind of cool. Bloodshot was a great uh, Valiant Comics title from the early '90s. Miranda didn't see it. I'm gonna prove to Miranda that I'm old. Is I have a comic book from 1992 in the Valiant capacity. Um, and so I have gone to cataloging, um, 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 uh, those, and then reorganizing aspects of the house, so that things work in a better space and they actually flow better. But liberation isn't a destination. It's choosing yourself, whether you do that over and over, until it becomes muscle memory, and then you just do it. So, Miranda, do you have anything to add?
No.
Mm.
Brandon?
I don't think so.
So are you going to bring him on a live? When are you meeting the guy?
I I
Now I
think
just want to know.
I think on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Coffee shop.
Yes, exactly.
Very nice. Yeah.
Okay, how long have you been talking to him?
Oh no. I can't remember when I mean, I met him on a dating app, and we both matched. You know, we liked each other or whatever, and I took your advice and I created a Google number to give him because I didn't want to give him my own number.
That's a
So
good
I-
idea. Yeah.
I
Safety
created-
first.
Yeah.
Safety
so-
first, definitely.
So I have a story to share over your gay in the new year.
Oh
When I
well,
saw that,
go ahead, please. Get it off me.
No, you reminded me of my friend Dave. And I think I've told stories about Dave before, but this one is specific. And so, a very long time ago, Kira and I worked together. And we worked with a guy named Dave. Now, Dave, precluding the fact that I never knew that Bubba was gay, is probably really the first gay person I'd ever worked with in my life. And so we were working one day, and Dave was on vacation or whatever, and we had a coworker named Zach. And we were sitting around the conference table, and Zach was like, "Oh, Dave's not here. Where is he?" And I went, "Oh, he's gone down to Florida. He's probably got some guy's legs wrapped around him or something, and he's having a good time." And Zach looked at Kira and I, because Kira nodded and agreed with me. And he basically said, "Wait, are you saying that he's gay?" And I'm like, "Yeah. You shouldn't say that about somebody if you don't know that they're gay." And I'm like, are we talking about the same person? And so, like, the week after or whatever, Dave got back from work and Zach was out that day. And so he walked over, "Is everything okay? Is everything good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you got to talk to Zach." And he was like, "Oh, well, what's wrong?" And he's like, "Zach thinks you're not gay." And Dave literally was like, "Oh my God, am I not being gay enough? Do I not get off gay enough vibes?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Dave, but you should talk to him." Because he was like, "Oh heavens, okay." Whew. Gets all flustered and then gets all flustered. "Okay, I'll take care of it. I promise, I'll take care of it." And so, like, the next day or whatever, Zach walked in to the office and sat down. Dave walked over to him and he said, "Honey, we have to talk." Zach was like, "Okay." And he went, and I didn't hear what he said to Zach, walked away, but then Zach walked over to Kira and I, and Zach was like, "Oh my God, he's gay. I've never met a gay person in my life." And I went,
Oh.
so there are times when we're having live sessions, Brandon. You remind me very much of Dave because you're as animated and colorful as he was, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. And if you're dating somebody, I totally you need you need to do a live. We need to do a live with him one time. If you get if that turns into a serious, he's there while we're doing a live session, you need to get him to.
Well, it'll probably be a while before I even tell him that I'm doing any of this.
What would you discuss? Like, is Substack is a pretty substantial part of your life, isn't it? So, like, what do you just like? What's a good first date top? I mean, I guess there's better first date topics than Substack, but you know,
But it might come up in the what do you do?
Right.
Well,
yeah.
so I
I
feel
can-
like, Brandon, you have to tell him you're a writer if you haven't already,
I
right?
can tell
Yeah.
him. I can tell him that I'm a freelance writer, and
Right.
I do work outside of Substack because it doesn't pay all my bills right now. So I do have to do projects, freelance writing projects to earn my living. So I will tell him that much.
In
I
the
just-
beginning.
Yeah, right,
In the
right,
beginning.
right. Yeah. Oh, and Zen GD, yes, I am gay.
I'm just telling you, Zen DDD is probably baiting you. I'm just
Right. I
What?
know. I just I might as well answer the
Hold on.
question.
Hold on, Brandon. He might be baiting you.
Oh,
Let's let's just go ahead and confirm it, Brandon. You know,
Yeah,
let
might
everybody
as well.
know.
Yes.
You know what, Brandon? Here's the thing. I'm just gonna say, okay. I think you're beautiful.
I do too.
More than your orientation, I just think you're beautiful.
Yeah, I do too.
Gonna make
Thank
him
you.
blush.
Thank
All right, well, cool. So I just heard something that was weird. Anyway, so next Thursday at 1:00. Does that time still work for people? And do we like this formatting of topic discussion?
I
Did
like
you say
this.
this
I
Thursday or
do.
next Thursday?
No.
She said next Thursday, but she meant this Thursday.
This Thursday coming.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this Thursday coming at 1:00. I
I
am.
like this format. I think it keeps it moving and allows us to go as light or as deep as we want to in a topic.
Right.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, I'm pretty much going to say that I'm ready to add Friday at 1:00 to the session spread. And then those are going to be the live sessions that I do. Because I'm not going to do nightlies anymore. I'm burned out on nightly live sessions. And the stuff that I'm writing is way more important than doing engagement. I mean, I love talking specifically to the four of you. That's why I want to keep doing that. But so I'm going to update the live schedule to 1:00 Monday, Thursday, and Friday, with an ad hoc live session on the weekends, maybe. But that one, even then, I would probably do at 1:00.
And then your random gaming things in the evening.
Yeah, and I'm still doing random gaming shit in the evening or whatever. 'Cause I'm stuck in a game that I can't get out of, and I actually got Sarah addicted to it.
I don't know that I'm addicted to it, but I'm playing it.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. So,
I mean, Onyx was watching me play yesterday.
I watched Baldur's Gate, which I thought was fucking rad. I've never seen that before, and I can see why gamers get into the storyline now. That was fun. The other one I was confused as hell, so I don't know how to do that one.
That's the one that Wendy got me started on.
No.
so yeah, Endless Space is a 4X, which if you don't know what a 4X game is, that's a genre. So explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. It's basically
Well,
a longer iteration of what the genre of games that are called real-time strategy games. It's a real-time strategy stretched out way over a longer span of game time. So Yeah, but that's what I do. I mean, I play video games and then people get addicted to them. So anyway, all right, well, cool. With that, I don't have anything else to close. Does anybody else have anything? So Wednesday. So if we do a live on Thursday, you'll be able to comment, Brandon.
On Thursday?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Well, I definitely want that live. I would definitely want that live.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I definitely. Well, let's agree. Like Brandon, even if it doesn't go great, let's still just talk about it.
I'll talk about it somewhat.
I'm gonna edit it.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit myself. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right. Well, everybody have a good afternoon. Thank you, everybody that was listening. Thank you, all of the people on the YouTube live who were listening and made stupid comments. A bunch of you are on timeouts for 24 hours because I'm sorry if you're gonna say shit like that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go in the corner.
we'll see you again Thursday to troll us some more.
Yes.
Right.
You can pull
And
away
then
all
you'll get
you
put in the
want.
corner
I
again.
give a shit. That's fine.
Come on by.
And so then, Sarah, if you will ball up the appropriate item and send the appropriate item to everybody, I'll get the episode posted here in about an hour or two once that's done. Thank you all. I love you all, and everyone
Love you. Bye.
be safe out there.